All right, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be going through a company called the Tattooed Chef, stock ticker TTCF. So the Tattooed Chef is a frozen food company. Let's take a look at the Tattooed Chef's website. This is a fairly new company. You can see they have a line of different frozen foods. This company focuses on gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, and again, it's all food in your freezer aisle. They've picked up some very big contracts. They've gotten themselves into, most recently, Target, which I think is going to expand their reach quite a bit. About the Tattooed Chef, serving plant-based foods for people who give a crap. They said it, I didn't. We plant, grow, and manufacture / handling the product from the fields to the consumer's hands. They're calling it fresh to frozen. So if you go down here, you can actually meet the chef, meet the Tattooed Chef, Sarah's story. If you guys care to, you can go to the website and take a read. This is kind of how she got going and who she is. So these guys are in the plant-based food industry. According to this article, the plant-based food market will be worth $74.2 billion by the year 2027. And these guys are just getting their brand going, and I think they have a lot of momentum going. They recently put out their financial results for the fourth quarter of 2020 compared to the fourth quarter of 2019. Revenue was $39.6 million, a 48 increase compared to the $26.8 million in the prior year period. So these guys used to do some private label stuff, so they've made a shift. They're branding themselves, so they're getting their own name out there now and doing most of their distribution under the Tattooed Chef brand name. So you can see that increased 172% from 2019 to 2020. So that's a nice increase. We saw that they had about $40 million of revenue in the fourth quarter of 2020. There was about $148 million in sales last year. It looks like there's two analysts covering this. Their average projection is $224 million of revenue. That's 50% growth year over year. Next year, they're looking at, so the year ended 2022, they're looking at estimated revenue of $305 million. That represents 36% growth. So those are some pretty strong growth numbers. In addition to that, this is an early stage company, and if you take a look, I mean, it's not a lot, but they made money in 2020, 9 cents a share. That looks like they're anticipating making money again in 2021, 7 cents a share, and then 27 cents a share in 2022. So that may not sound like a lot, but for an early stage company like this, what most of us are used to seeing is, they lost money last year, they plan on losing more money this year and more money next year. The revenue usually comes first, the profitability comes later. They're increasing their revenue at a pretty serious rate. In addition to that, they're making money at the same time. As I look at this, I believe that these are probably very conservative growth estimates for them. I'll explain a little bit why I believe that. The Tattooed Chef debuts commercials in national ad campaign. This is their first ad campaign. So up until this point, they haven't had any commercials. They haven't really had a coordinated advertising campaign. This is going to be a major step, so we need to see where this takes them. And this is part of the reason I think those growth estimates are modest. If any of you guys have had this food, leave a comment in the comments section and let me know what you think of their food. I've tried their stuff. I think it's amazing. All this plant-based stuff has come a long, long way. This food tastes good. These guys have an even bigger story. They got, if you read this, go to their website and read their story. It's very unique. Bottom line is people want to eat food that tastes good, and this food tastes good. They got a 6-second commercial and a 15-second commercial.
Tattooed Chef.
So that's their first commercial. This is them introducing themselves to the world. So what are these commercials? The 6-second and 15-second commercials are now airing on a curated list of cable networks, connected TV, and digital media. The company expects the commercials to reach over 80 million people seeking more plant-based eating options and will strategically use geo-targeting with digital media to build awareness in specific zip codes within a 10-mile radius of stores with distribution. They're in a lot of the big stores. They're in Walmarts, they're in Targets now, they're in a lot of grocery store chains throughout the country. So they've got some very good shelf space, and it seems to be growing. They're getting themselves quite a niche, and it's growing. So we looked at their revenue projections. Now, if you look at this company overall, the market cap of this company sits right now today at just over $1.5 billion, which is a small cap company. Some would argue this is still in penny stock territory. I think they've kind of graduated from that. And if you look at their valuation, that's about 5 times the revenue. So that compares very favorably with some other companies. So I'm just going to go to Beyond Meat here. This is not a 100% direct comparison, but they're in general, they're in the same space. So Beyond Meat, and this is a very popular company, they're doing well. Their market cap is $8 billion. And if you look, they did about $406 million in sales last year. So these guys are close to trading at a 19 to 20 times sales. Whereas right now the Tattooed Chef is at about 5 times sales. So there's some room for growth right there. Now these guys are trading at $132 a share. They're planning on making 8 cents a share next year. The Tattooed Chef is trading at $18.90 a share. They're looking at making 27 cents a share. Now still, these are all very high PE ratios, but you can see Beyond Meat is trading at a much, much higher price sales and price earnings ratio. So I guess my point in that is I see room to the upside for the Tattooed Chef. Here is the chart for the Tattooed Chef. So they had a nice run up in December. Got themselves up into, I've put a box around this. This was a nice little trading range for a while between $23, somewhere around $23 and $26. It looked like they were bouncing up and down, but staying within that range. In late February, they kind of gapped down. All of a sudden, they started trading in this range here between $19 and $22. They are right on this line of support. This has been a strong line of support for them. I would be considering this a good entry point for a swing trade. I would consider buying in right now and putting a stop loss in. If that line of support turns into a line of resistance, then I think I would probably stop out on this and wait and see what happens. In my opinion, this is actually a buy and hold. I'm looking at this getting back up to its previous trading range between 23 and 26. That's not much of a stretch. Remember, we looked at this and it's only trading at 5 times sales. They're a company that's growing. They're just starting their overall marketing campaign. People seem to like their food. There's a lot of momentum behind this. There's a little bit of a following that's starting to happen with this company. Go to their website and look at the Find a Store and see if there's a store near you that carries them. Most likely there is. And, if you're interested, give them a shot, taste their food. If you like their food, if you like the way their stock looks, if you like the way their numbers look, I like it. I am not an investment advisor, and so, this is not investment advice. My opinion, I like this company. It looks to me like they're going places. To me, this is a buy and hold. Why don't you guys let me know what you think in the comments section? I would love to hear from you. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the like button. It's free and it helps me a lot. And again, any comments or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have something that you're interested in me doing some research on and doing a video on, you can leave that in the comments section as well. Until then, good luck investing, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.